think it's helpful to think of investing platforms in two buckets. There's sort of private placement platforms, and then there's public platforms. So we're a public platform, meaning our offerings are available to everyone, regardless of your status. Whereas private platforms are available only to accredited investors.
Masterworks is an equity-based investment. We're not a credit-based platform. So you're buying direct equity interest in the underlying paintings that we bring to the platform. Secondly, these are unlevered investments. We don't use leverage to either enhance return or the risk profile of these investments.
That's a huge difference in terms of how those platforms operate, who can participate in them, and the risks to the investors.
We believe it's important to have domain expertise in a single asset. Many online platforms offer a variety of different asset classes. We believe that having domain expertise in a single asset class is a key differentiating factor.
Unlike private placement platforms who have no real disclosure requirements whatsoever, we as an SEC qualified offering have to comply with a detailed series of laws and regulations.
So that means for every offering on file, we have a prospectus on file with the SEC that really lays out all of the details of the investment for our investors prior to them making any decision.
Investors have the protections of the Securities Act. That gives them a much different standard, and unfortunately for us, gives us a much higher level of liability if we don't tell you everything you need to know to make an investment decision in our offering.
When we think about asset classes that should be included in a portfolio, we tend to think about what is a strategic asset class. And a strategic asset class typically is defined as having two characteristics. One is that it beats inflation, and one is that it's uncorrelated with most other asset classes. So the challenge that we have when we think about collectible assets such as cars or wine or other things in this sort of esoteric alternatives bucket is that we're not sure there's enough data to conclude that they actually are beating inflation or that they're uncorrelated.
We really believe that art represents a massive opportunity, both from a size of market standpoint and also from a data density standpoint. One of the most important aspects of the art market is the fact that it's half traded at public auction. This gives us an enormous amount of data to analyze the market from an investment perspective and from a pricing perspective. It's really that fact that we don't see in some of these other collectibles and why we find art to be so interesting.
I think the thing that I would encourage investors to think about when they're allocating to anything outside of art is there sufficient data to support that it is a strategic asset class?